Bill Gates, who is one of the richest people in the world, frequently uses a private jet. This has led to questions about his activism when it comes to using a private jet. Gates was recently interrogated about his jet usage when asked last week. His answer regarding his jet usage came under fire by many people as hypocritical. Amol Rajan, a BBC journalist, asked Bill Gates about the accusation that he's a hypocrite for traveling by private jet while campaigning against climate change. Gates answered his question with a public interview last week. Gates staunchly defended his actions, claiming he's not part of the problem. Billionaire buys the gold standard for funding Climeworks to perform direct air capture that exceeds the carbon footprint of his family. He also funds climate innovation with billions of dollars. Private jet charter claims that Phil Gates has 4 private jets, a seaplane and a helicopter. However, CBS News has not confirmed this with any reliable sources. Gates has been fairly open about his plane ownership on Reddit in the past decade. In fact, he stated that running a plane is like having an airplane fetish. Warren Buffett stated that his purchase of the Indefensible was a big splurge. He said the item allowed him access to many places, including foundation work he wouldn't be able to get without it. A year later, he noted that the item is an important part of his work. Climeworks claims to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through a process called direct air capture. It then stores it in underground vaults. The International Energy Agency believes there are only 18 small-scale DAC plants in North America, Europe and Canada as of last year. They believe this method of offsetting carbon emissions needs to be more precise before it can be perfected. In the IEA's opinion, capturing CO2 in a point source like an industrial facility is more efficient and cheaper than processing the material through an energy-intensive method before it's even emitted. The Environmental and Energy Study Institute claims that commercial jets and larger business jets produce 10% of all transportation emissions in the United States. They also make up 3% of the country's total greenhouse gas emissions according to the EPA. World Resource Institute data shows that reducing fossil fuels use is just as important as using air capture to lower the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Based on existing data, the Institute believes we need faster carbon removal and more efficient emissions reduction. The amount of carbon removal needed increases as reductions in emissions increase. In January, Gates asked himself if he should stay home and not travel to Kenya in order to research farming and malaria. He was referencing his trip that same month to the African nation. By investing billions of dollars into breakthrough energy, Jesse Hughes says he's making a positive impact on the world. He believes this is because his company isn't contributing to environmental damage. To combat the climate crisis, Bill Gates initiated the Gates Breakthrough Energy Initiative with 5 grand challenges: manufacturing, electricity, agriculture, transportation and buildings. According to a December report by Reuters, Gates had invested more than $2 billion in climate change-related technologies. Gates is listed as the 4th richest person in the world on Forbes' list with a net worth of $129 billion. He was asked about his private jet usage on 60 Minutes in 2021. The show's host, Anderson Cooper, asked Gates if he was the right messenger for climate activism. "You often fly by private plane. As a result, you're contributing a lot of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere," Cooper informed her. Bill Gates has a huge carbon footprint. He estimated that his personal flying alone accounts for at least one of the highest greenhouse gas footprints on the planet. Miles claims he needs to spend a significant amount of money to offset his carbon footprint with plant-based aviation fuel. Additionally, he uses solar panels and an electric